What's your name? What's your game?
I'm Christopher Langmuir. I run an Enemy Hug Interactive. I'm about to give a talk pretty soon.
What's the talk about?
It's about how to run an indie studio without having a surprise hit. So, like a lot of the narratives we sort of prioritize at GDC are like someone who had, a hit that may move like 100,000 million plus units, but those aren't necessarily intentional. It's a lot of people engaging in experimentation and just hoping that they hit onto something, but it isn't really based on sound business practices.
Do you think that GDC is kind of doing more of those? Like, I feel like there's more and more of those hot seats here, and I really like it because I think it's like kind of good to hear from a wide variety of success stories. Is this a talk you pitched before, or is it kind of a...
Well, I did pitch. It's one that has been kind of gestating with me for a few years, but I'd never actually pitched it before. But they did seem pretty hungry for it. Like, I don't think there's any other business-focused talks in the indie stream, in the IGS. I think we're the only one. And I'm hoping to be able to do more of them. In the future, because we originally pitched a 60-minute panel with 5 speakers, and they whittled us down to a 30-minute one with 3, which is still great that it's happening.
Yeah, roughly the same amount of work per person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I've had the panels I find way easier than speaking about myself.
Yeah,
it's just a lot more.
I mean, I found it tough. Like, the process of writing the talk has been really tough, because I think that a 25-minute talk is easy mode, right? Like, you can talk about something you know about for 25 minutes with your eyes closed, right?
Yeah.
A 60-minute talk's a little tougher because it has to have a more satisfying rhythm, otherwise people get bored.
And it's some sort of arc.
It has to have an arc, you know what I mean? It has to be satisfying at the end. There needs to be some sort of emotional conclusion to it. But man, a 7 to 9 minute talk has got to be razor sharp.
The only talk I did at GDC was a 10-minute talk.
Yeah.
That was part of the tech toolbox. So
that's tough.
I basically just got up there and then just went. No jokes.
Yeah.
Just slides.
Yeah.
Slides and facts.
It's just drowning in information.
And then I got shown up by the next guy because he had some puzzle game about hugging snowmen. And he used puzzle script.
Wait, what, Alan?
He used puzzle script to make this game, and it was just everybody laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have put more jokes.
More jokes, less blocks of code.
Build a joke game around the code. It's also tough with the programming because it's everybody has a different pipeline and stuff. So you can't speak too much about language specific stuff.
Yeah, because it's not applicable to people who are at the set of microtalks.
So I had to kind of switch. I had to kind of format in a way where it's useful regardless of what platform you did. Which I think it's probably good because it kind of future-proofs the
True, but the thing, I worry about the same thing, right? Because we've got, I worry about our set of microtalks being too general, you know what I mean? Maybe not specific enough. And that's kind of part of the topic that I'm trying to tackle, is the idea that you need specific information, but you're not necessarily going to get that at this talk, right? But
and it's weird because when there are, I went to the Kid Fox talk yesterday about Shredded Isle, and it was dense. It was just this is what the game's about. These are the features. This
was that John Wu's talk?
Yeah, and sweet. It was good as a balance because a lot of the talks are broad in a sense where there's not a lot of fine detail. So it's nice to have just a random talk that you go to if you super
really
dense.
in the weeds.
And if it's not your thing, you can leave.
Yeah.
But I think it's really good. Well, congratulations talking.
Yeah, cool.
How's the breakfast bagels?
How's the
breakfast
bagel
situation, right? You got the speakers lounge.
I know, but I haven't...
You can save 60 USD a day out of that thing.
I actually haven't gone into the speakers lounge. I keep looking at the lineup to the official food, because you get you get a food voucher. Yeah. But the lineup is always too nuts. I always end up eating somewhere else. So I haven't used it at all.
Is there any good coffee in San Francisco?
There's totally good coffee in San Francisco. I think Ritual's doing pretty exciting stuff right now, and Sightglass is certainly acceptable. There's definitely good coffee here.
I like Sightglass. This time my hotel's around Phil's, so I'm just fully embracing it.
Right. You're just going in on it.
Yeah, I'm just going in. I'm getting those mint mojitos. I'm going to try the gingerbread ones. It's a treat. But is there anything you want to plug? Thanks for being on the question.
Yeah, no worries.
You've been on a podcast. I didn't ask if you wanted to be on one.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, no, just I don't know, no, not right now. We're probably Twitters. Not. We're probably. I mean, you could follow me on Twitter. I'm Klangmuir, CLANGMUIR. I post a variety of things. You could also follow my company, an Enemy Hug Interactive. We're pretty sleepy right now. We're probably not going to launch another title until maybe 2 years from now. So there's not a lot to plug at this particular intersection. But I'm more excited about just working on what we're working on and doing some talks to sort of help other people who are starting their sort of businesses at a more nascent point than ours. You know what I mean? Like we've been around for like 4 years, and maybe I'm not super interested in plugging anything we're working on right now, but I am still interested in like paying it forward and saying like, hey, me 5 years ago, here's some advice.
And it's also good when you can talk at any time when your game didn't just come out.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Just to maintain relevance in the speaker circle and people see you, and then when they see you pitching the next game.
Exactly,
like,
right?
Yeah.
Like, ideally, like, you know, when we're actually, you know, talking about the game when it comes out in a few years, you know, we're present in people's, you know, mindset. Like, we're part of the community, basically.